Well, it's a lovely, albeit maybe a bit windy, June 19th here in the Wasatch. Got a storm rolling in, and it's peak wildflower season, or not quite yet, but it's getting there. So let's see what cool plants we can find today. Now, at about 7,000 to 7,500 feet, my current elevation, I'm solidly in the mid elevation belt, maybe the lower mid forest belt. So the trees here are naturally going to be mostly Pseudotsuga menziesii, the Douglas fir, and Abies concolor, the white fir. There might also be a few Abies, or maybe actually quite a lot of Abies laciocarpa, which is the alpine fir, scattered about, as well as the occasional spruce. And of course, Populous tremuloides, the Quaking Aspen, is always going to be found around here, all throughout pretty much any level of forest up to the very top, as long as it's above, like, say, the pinyon or mountain brush belt. Not a lot of species are in bloom right now, unfortunately, but they've certainly come up and are going to be blooming soon, so in the next few weeks, I believe, so that'll be really exciting to see. And yeah, let's see what else we can find on the way up here. Crazy that we still got some snow this low down. Again, it's only like, let me check my altitude actually. It's exactly. Again, for June 19th, you definitely wouldn't expect any snow at this elevation, but it's right there, plain as day. 7,450 feet. That's kind of crazy, actually. And it's gonna be a long melt season. All right, this is probably gonna be the flesh of a video right here because I stumbled upon an archetypical Wasatch meadow. It's really I think a mesic meadow, so it's not super wet, but also not inundated with water all the time. And let's go over some of the species we can see here. Firstly, this guy with the pea family looking kind of leaves is, in fact, not a member of the pea family. It's Polemonium foliosissimum, or the Leafy Jacob's ladder. Of course, remember the family Polemoniaceae. If you were to see its flowers, it'd be very obvious it's not a member of the pea family, but alas, they're not in bloom quite yet, so can't really show that off to you guys. There's quite a lot of them growing all throughout here, alongside this wonderful member as well. This is, of course, Mertensia ciliata, also known as mountain bluebells. Member of the family Boraginaceae. It's perhaps the most abundant wildflower in the entire Wasatch, at least at the mid elevations. Lovely. One of the first to bloom too, actually. Pretty much everything you see out there is in fact a member of that species. Also, super important around here, not gonna get a ton of them out in the sun like this, but this guy is Heracleum maximum, also known as cow parsnip. It's a really cool member of the carrot family that can get up to like 10 feet tall, but normally it'll just get up to 4, maybe 6 feet tall if you're lucky. Typically, as I said, it grows more in shaded areas, but you'll get a few of them out here in the meadows. Got one right there. Yeah, so it basically will eventually just form a super tall stalk, but we're a little bit too early to catch that happening. Where's the stinging nettle? Okay. Can't find any groves of them right now, but we also got stinging nettle out here. As you can see right there. See how close I can zoom in on its prickly little hairs. All right. I don't know if they're showing up on camera, but you might be able to see some of the little prickles it's got on them. This is, of course, as I said, stinging nettle, or Urtica dioica, a species that can be found actually in both the Old World and New World. And I think the Old World ones are actually a lot more stingy. Although I've definitely got stung pretty bad by the ones out here, so that might not be entirely true. What else? Yeah, that's most of what we see here. There's also a few species of, or at least one species, but a few individuals of Sambucus, also known as elderberry. It's got these compound leaves that are oppositely arranged from each other. You can see it on the stem. Well, okay, if every leaf fell off, so you can't see it all that well. But there would normally be another leaf growing right out of there. Oh, this one I can show you right here. This is most likely Thalictrum fendleri, a member of the family Ranunculaceae, which, as all of them are, is most likely, it's probably toxic. It's gonna start blooming soon, but it's just not quite ready yet. Oh wow, it's got really cloudy. This is a really cool one. I think its leaves just look really awesome as such. Yeah, these are some of the most common wildflowers you see in these typical mesic Wasatch meadows. Wow, see those clouds coming in and this wind? I'm gonna try to keep for the sake of this video. That is really loud. I really hope you guys can hear me right now. Well, this is pretty impressive to me. It's June 19th already, but it's been quite a lot of time for snow to melt. We're on the south-facing side of the canyon where snow melts off quicker. And there's still a huge snowbank. We're not even that high up. It's only 7,750 feet at this elevation. Just right on the trail right here. That's probably like a foot or 2 foot thick at the deepest point. Got a nice river there. It is crazy how much snow we still have in the mountains. That's gonna just be melting all summer long. I think there'll definitely be a lot of snow that persists into next year at the highest elevations. I heard all the stats say that we have less snow on the ground now than we did in 2019, but it just doesn't seem to be the case, at least from what it looks like to me actually hiking up here and stuff. Crazy. Well, it's super windy right now, and the river's almost deafening, so I don't know if this will come out well, but I don't really care that much either. I'll give it a try. This is one of my favorite wildflowers you can find in the Wasatch. It's Corydalis caseana. It's a member of the family Papaveraceae, in particular the subfamily Fumarioideae, I believe. It's actually only found in a few mountain ranges out west, like the Wasatch, I mean the Sierra, some of the high ranges in Colorado. I don't know why it's so sparsely distributed, but that's how it is. It's this guy, if you can't tell in front of us, with the super dissected leaves and the brilliant red stems growing in the river right all along here. It's a really cool plant. Again, you only really see it in the few mountain ranges out west, but at least here it's locally fairly abundant in waterways as such right here. Later on it'll be blooming, so hopefully I can give you guys a look at what it looks like then. It's got a really, really cool looking flower. Yeah, that plant really loves the riverbanks right here. This whole stream here, I think, is a bit new, actually. In fact, I think it's only just cut this year, because upstream from there is where it branches, and normally I just go down that way. But you see here, this thing looks very fresh, like the soil seems super recently cut into, so it probably just when the high meltwater started eroding down here, where I think the trail once was actually. Wow. Alright, it's getting increasingly hard to keep filming and hiking right now because I'm getting to a point where this trail is almost entirely covered in snow as such here. It's only 8,300 feet and it's already June 19th, but it's still so much left to be melted. But it's also a bit annoying to film here because every time I go underneath tree cover again, it gets suddenly super dark like this. So I'm stuck between a video either being super washed out when I'm filming the snow in the sunlight or super dim once I'm underneath the trees. Regardless, we're in a forest now of Picea engelmannii, Engelmann spruce, and Abies laciocarpa, the alpine fir. The two most important conifers at the high elevations, at least before you get to super high elevations. At that point it's mainly Pinus fluxus, I think, the limber pine. You can tell spruce apart from fir, at least the two species of spruce and two species of fir you find in the mountains here, because the spruce always has this platy bark that looks like this, and you can fleck pieces off like this. Can't really do that with the fir bark, either white fir or alpine fir, because the bark in that tree is either going to be super smooth and white or gray like that, or transitions to a more deep furrowed pattern as such down there. Yeah. Alright, let's carry on. Holy crap, look how big this mushroom is. It's my hand for comparison. Oh wow, it's hollow on the inside too. It looks like it's probably a false moral, I can't tell for sure. I'm almost certain that it's not a moral, so I'm not going to be taking this home with me. Wow, that is super big.